Welcome in, Shield Brothers and Shield Maidens, to Shield's Rest. I'm Brown.
And I'm Fry.
If manipulating weather and commanding forces of nature fits your style, then we think you'll enjoy what we'll be covering in today's video.
Lightning storm!
Fry, do you have any stories from your times of playing that have anything to do with weather?
So in a GM in a Curse of Strahd game right now, and there's not to give too many spoilers, but there is a fight that occurs if you are in the wrong spot. You have a chance to get a lightning bolt thrown at you. I believe in my game only one person might have gotten hit by it. They realized it pretty quick, so I didn't get to use it to its full extent because there's a way to avoid it. But yeah, it was a fun concept. I liked having those uh, natural trap elements in the game. So
Yeah, cool. It's same thing here. Back to the Icewind Dale example, but the BBEG in that does a lot of controlling the weather, and it's obviously an Icewind Dale, so there's a lot of cold environments and things. So it definitely adds a whole nother aspect to the game and the role play. And so just bringing that into a character that has those type of abilities is pretty cool and unique. So
definitely.
covering Storm today in this video. So over here in the Foundry, we'll start with an overview. So Storm is an Omega level mutant, and she has the ability to manipulate weather and patterns. She's even gone as far as assisting with the terraforming of the planet Mars by helping to jumpstart the atmosphere for it. She basically bends nature itself to her command. Additionally, Storm and Wolverine share a bond through being on the same team in the X-Men, and they may have shared some intimacy as well. But for that, we've chosen today for Storm, interestingly enough, is the Dragonborn ancestry, and we'll explain why. But also Sorcerer is what we picked for the class for our Storm. So we'll go ahead and get started here, and Fry can jump over to the things we'll need to make Storm.
Yeah. So get started here. We're coming online at level 4. Like Mark said, we're doing the Dragonborn ancestry. We're taking that to get the Draconic Breath weapon, specifically for the lightning damage. We're also going to pick up Second Breath from the ancestry, so we have more uses of it. We're also going to pick up that glide speed to simulate some of her flying abilities. We're also using our meta magic and our overload magic from our class features. For the meta magics, we're taking Transmuted and Careful Spell. And then we're going to take 2 multi-classing talents. The first one, we're going to hop into Bard for Bardic Performance. And then we're going to hop into Druid for the Druid Domain feature. And then to wrap it up, we're going to use the Chain Whip for our weapon. We're going to do 2 cantrips, Lightning Bolt, Lightning Blade, and then 1 spell, Crackling Lightning. Obviously, we'll have more cantrips and spells in it, but these are the ones you'll need for the build itself.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say now that Druid Domain is absolutely sick.
Yeah.
Just reading through that and building this, I was like, "What? That's a crazy ability." Next, we're gonna look at Storm's abilities. Storm has Windblade, Bolt Rush, Weather Control, Goddess Boost, and Omega Hurricane. And so now we're gonna just take a deeper dive in each one of those and explain kind of how we got to what we chose. First one, Fry, if you want to start off with Windblade.
Yeah, so for the Windblade, how we're gonna bring that into the game is we're gonna take the Chain Whip and we're gonna partner that up with the Lightning Blade cantrip. So what that's gonna do is cover the weapon in this kind of magical aura, and then every time we strike the enemy, they will be enveloped in that aura, and the next time they move, they'll take damage. So it's not immediate damage right away, but it can stack over time as well. So if you can hit multiples on it before they move, you're just going to do bigger damage, and that's going to be sonic damage. So it represents that kind of like wind-based damage.
Yeah, and important to know because since you have to use the Lightning Blade feature, the first time you use that, it's going to be 2 action points. So just prepare for that accordingly. Bolt Rush, which is the reason why we took Draconic Breath weapon. We also spent those extra points to get Second Breath so that we could have this option at least twice. And then alternatively, when you've used that up, we've turned Lightning Bolt into Lightning Bolt Rush. So you get two options here, or you can just do one or the other. But we felt like that was a good way to kind of bring in the draconic ancestry as well and showcase that a little bit.
Yeah. And then next up, we have the weather control. So this is where we're going to take that first multi-class dip into Bard to get the Bardic performance feature. We have to bring in two abilities, her tornado weather control and her thunder weather control. So the tornado weather control is going to be the fast tempo Bard performance. And that's going to give everybody an extra movement speed. And we're also going to take battle ballad for thunder. And that's going to give everybody a little bit of extra damage on their turn. And yep, that's it. Weather control in a nutshell.
Yeah, and if you haven't noticed yet, what we're doing here with Storm is that basically all her abilities are really intertwined. So once you get her fully set up, it's it's pretty crazy from what we're seeing. But the next thing is Goddess Boost, and this is just basically an enhanced version of what her weather control effect would be. We captured that by bringing in the multi-class from the Druid domain. What that does is basically set a 10 space environment around you that you can flavor to your choice. It counts as difficult terrain, so slows enemies. Also, we do have that working at the same time as we have weather control happening. So as you're switching through those Bardic performance options, you've now got your Goddess Boost set up with the Druid domain. And that really ties in well with things like Lightning Bolt, chaining the damage off of that with an enhancement. And that brings us to her ultimate ability, which gets really nasty, Omega Hurricane.
Yeah. So with the Omega Hurricane, we're basically combining everything we've built upon into one moment, so to speak. So while you're in the Druid domain, you can use Nature's Grasp and the move creature option. So once you grapple them, you can start moving them around. So it's simulating that, pulling them in closer to you, pushing them away even if you want to. You also have your Crackling Lightning spell, and within that you choose the kind of the area you want to affect. And with this one, we're going to do the sphere. So she sends out just this wave of lightning out around her. Because of that, she's going to be more up in the fray as opposed to kind of shooting from far away. We did want to take the careful spell meta magic, so we're not hurting our allies with this as well. And finally, within that domain, you have Wild Growth. You can use it to heal other people, but we have that to represent her self-healing she gets, a little health boost she gets when she activates her Omega Hurricane. So as opposed to like the Hulk and the Wolverine, where we had like kind of key abilities matched almost one for one, this is more of a, once you get her set up and going, like Mark said, you kind of have her whole array of abilities at your disposal. So you're kind of setting up your scenario maybe over around two top, and then you kind of just choose whatever ability you want to do. It's almost like playing the actual Marvel Rivals game. Like you just have all your options ready for you.
Yeah, she's just floating around devastating everything and supporting her allies, which is what she does. I don't think we mentioned it too, but the Druid domain, I believe you get to cast her spell from anywhere within that domain, not just like from where she is. You've got extra range within that already, pretty wide range. So definitely really cool. We'll throw the breakdown up on the screen right here, just kind of all the things that that we went over and how we got to that breakdown. We also did, though, want to take a few moments to throw out some honorable mentions or some other flavors, because like this is what we came up with for her like Marvel Rivals related abilities, but this Storm character in DC20 actually goes like even further beyond that. Um, One example that I thought was really cool to bring in to flavor that is the sorcery cantrip, because you can make your eyes glow, you can make your voice boom, you can do those real things that are that commanding presence of Storm, who controls the weather and the elements.
Yeah, and you can also, this is more of a little fun one. You probably get to do it once before someone probably calls you out on it, but you have the Gust cantrip. When you enhance it, you can actually make a wind tunnel. I believe it was like 10 spaces long,
Yeah.
2 spaces wide. In the version currently, it doesn't have a directional requirement. So not only horizontal, but you can go vertical. So you can, in theory, gust yourself up, fail the save to be moved, and just kind of like float. And then you have your glide speed. So you can then like kind of shoot up and then glide where you want to go. So fun little like tech you can do with it. And yeah, like he said, these are just like the abilities we did to match her abilities in the game. But like you can capture the whole character fantasy from the comic itself. It's really, you have her whole toolkit at disposal.
Yeah, I mean, there's other like lightning and weather related spells as well. Well, we won't go into those, but like shocking grasp, so there's ways to even further flavor her in DC20. You take damage, you use a reaction, you can hit them with lightning damage, right? So there's yeah, I was surprised as we were building this. I thought it was going to be kind of difficult, and it was initially, but as we started doing it, we were like, wow, this is there's actually all these options, and like you just got to play her a little different than the other two, like Fry kind of alluded to. So
Yeah, and really the multi-classing abilities you have in this system is really what ties it together. Like to
yeah,
easily
it's
just be
key.
like snatch an ability from another class
Mm,
and without having to like kind of delay your character progression is like key to this build
mm.
and the builds to come.
I'll say even like we've done a few builds already, and we initially didn't think about pulling from other class features. Again, we were just kind of like in that D&D 5e mindset where we weren't really thinking of that multi-class option as easily. But yeah, it's we can speak on that all day, but
Yeah.
definitely flexibility in the system. But yeah, we appreciate everyone watching. Hope you're loving these videos. Please engage with us, share your comments, let us know what you'd want to see next. Not sure which character we're gonna do next, but maybe we'll throw out a poll in Discord or something, and you guys can vote on it within the DC20 community. We do have a couple of ones planned, just not sure which one we're gonna do next. But appreciate you, and until next time, keep that shield wall strong.
Take care.